Hello and welcome back to All the Mods 9.
Today's plan, the improbable probability device. But first, we need to wrap up a few of the things that I left unanswered in last episode. First, we gotta fix our reactor production. Our antimatter is not completely automated, and that's because we need more mystical agriculture resources. I've done a bunch of work off camera, including expanding this area, as you saw in the quick little time lapse I did. Basically, I just threw whatever seeds I needed more of, like uranium. Over here, I even started growing wheat and Demon Dream because I think I'll need Demon Dream soon. Wheat, I'm just doing for the seeds because I need them to craft more. This room is now full. And in here, I have a hyper box, which is basically like a tiny machines type mod. If I come over here and grab my nether seeds I had crafted up, I can fill this in. And it's not as efficient as the ones out there because only the ones on the bottom really get the extra lily pads, but honestly, whatever. This is meant to supplement the craft for the dimensional seed, because I'm really far behind, especially like netherrack. And with all this extra production, over here, you may see uranium is really high, fluorite's really high, and those are the main two that was being strangled by the mechanism reactor. So if we come in here, as you can see, the mech reactor area is massive. We'll talk about that in a second. Most of these machines I've literally just doubled up just to get them fast enough and to get backlogs and everything. It's still not perfect. I have 5 centrifuges set up. It's, I think, breaking even still. It's still breaking even. What matters is this is going. And in here, I have my first antimatter pellet. Perfect. You may see over here, I have an entangled block. Originally, there was a trash can here. Instead of throwing out all the steam, I decided I would entangle it into here and input all the steam into a steam turbine. I believe this is the max size that functions. This thing outputs an enormous amount of FE, 15, I think that's mega FE, which is a fun lot. That is so much. So this is actually just supplementing, but this is easily the most. A lot of this is basically just going to support the supercritical phase shifter over here. So this whole area, honestly, I'm considering it done for now. I don't need too many of those pellets, I don't think. I need like, I think 4 or 5 for 1 star. So honestly, as it is now, this could be just done. I'll probably come back and mess with it a few more just to keep it up. Actually, back in this room was really starting to lag. You may notice I have my shaders off because it's not worth the lag. But in this room, you may notice that I turned off particles. They're on minimal. Basically, no particles in this room makes this room functional. I did record making this axe. You'll see it on screen now. I just gave it a legendary prefix and gave it, someone in the comments, you'll see him on screen right now, mentioned the current HP damage gem. I think 2 people have mentioned it, actually. I'll put both of them on the screen. And this is apparently really good with the piglitches. I made it, went and tested it. It is pretty good. It makes it like way faster, but honestly, I think I'm just going to grind them naturally. So I picked up a few mob imprisonment tools of them, and I'm just going to spawn and destroy them for their hearts later when I get around to it. That's everything I have for me now. We can move on to the next, and I'll see you when I start it. All right, I'm up here on the front of my base for the next step. Let me get rid of this rain. That's better. So I've made this little platform up here. Not entirely sure if I'm going to keep it like this. I honestly don't care about aesthetics at this point all that much. This is going to be my launch platform for Ad Astra. Ad Astra?
Ad Astra.
I have no idea how to spell this. I'm going to save setting up all the recipes for after I come back, simply because I'm too lazy to do that right now. What we do need is I need to make this NASA workbench. Grab that. Rocket science. Does this need power? I don't think this needs power. So we want the tier 1 rocket. So I'm going to need to set up some recipes anyways. Actually, let me make a quick little change. Down here, let's actually just throw it back. I put the automation here. I think I only need the single pattern provider. I'm just going to throw it here. There we go. I believe this now works. So now if I go in here and ask for a tier 1 rocket, I have all of the things available. Start it. Sweet. And this will output back into my system once it's done. First rocket. Next on the list. I don't need this just yet anyways. Let's just encode the pattern for the space stuff because I feel like I'm going to need it soon anyways. Looking snazzy. With that done, I need a way to get oxygen, which I am going to do up here so that it's closer to the actual base. I'm going to do it over here so it's within chunk boundary. First, we'll grab the oxygen loader, put it here. I believe I just need to throw you in, and if I grab, say, one of my 21 sinks I built, I can pipe in, this need energy as well. There we go. And it's starting to fill up with oxygen. While that's filling up with oxygen, let's grab the fuel refinery. I don't have any oil as of right now. Alright, here I am. I have figured out that any oil works, so I just went and picked up some oil in the ground and bucketed a bunch into here. 32k millibuckets of fuel, which means 32 buckets. Should be more than enough. I believe it's only 3 going up and then 3 back, so we should be good. I've hooked up the oxygen to a tank, and I've kept that tank as well as the fuel tank in here so that in case I get stuck, I have fuel and oxygen to spare. Now, I believe I can set down this launch pad, set down the rocket. Oh, I didn't mean to get... How do I fuel it? The fuel in inventory can be shift right clicked to access. Believes means I can throw in that. We're fueled up. Inventory, I don't know if I need anything here. There is a quest line in the tech book under exploration that I am now going to look at. To the moon, land on the moon. To do this, make sure to bring an extra launch pad. Let me just suit up, hop in the rocket, F5 to go third person, hold W, or is it space? Space. Well, there goes the world. Yeah, it's the world. Oh, and I can make it to the moon when I come back. Oh, what the fuck? I'm chilling. I'm chilling. Oh, shit. Ah! Halt. Gah! Well, this place is scary. Let me just really quickly make, like... Alright, I've set up this little base here just to have it marked where my rocket is. Now I just gotta figure out what to do. Like, I'm looking for Desh. I know that's... Is that Desh? This is Soul Soil. Moon Cheese. Is that Desh? Yeah. And 19 Desh. Alright, well, mining montage time, I suppose. Alright, I think I'm done mining Desh. I have quite a bit here. I have 6 stacks, almost 7. I'm gonna head back to base because my oxygen is almost empty. I don't want to die. Okay, how do I... Oh, I hold right click to refill. I see. I thought that was just like letting it out. Alright, now I have one last thing up my sleeve. Actually brought a teleporter. Because I believe this still functions. Grab a flux point, we'll power it, and we'll set the frequency to 5. Thank you, Moon, but I believe I have no use for you anymore. And if I hop through here, boom. I did extend these... That means I don't have to use this rocket anymore to go to the moon. This is the moon now. Now, I'm going to repeat this process until I have enough materials from all the moons to go anywhere. So I'm actually just going to be kind of montage this. So see you later.
I better not text or I'll come off desperate. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my nose. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get bored again. So if I play dead, you regret that you said, I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded?
So I've made it to Venus. I now have access to craft the jet suit, which requires a bunch of this Desh, Ostrom, and Calorite. As you can see, it's crafting. Well, that is the first piece of the improbable probability device done, or second, technically. Now, all I need to do is encode a lot of these patterns. Most of these, I don't need to work for. This, I need to set up another processor, but the rest of these, I think, should be done, like, in a short time lapse.
I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of the solutions, I wish you loved me like I did. It's stupid. When I'm alone with you, I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you.
Alright, we've actually done a lot this episode. If I check my clipboard, we've set up the item crafting, we've progressed through Ad Astra, and now I have a few little things I want to do to cap off the episode. I want to craft all 3 of the items I haven't crafted yet. I want to collect all my quest rewards. I want to set up the star location for the final craft. I want the star location to go over here as like a grand hall with all my trophies. But first, let's craft up the quest items. I had to craft these up because these are part of the quest here, where these are actually for both the Philosopher's Fuel and the transmitter, but this is a prerequisite for the transmitter because it includes the end exchanger. So I'll craft these up because I already have the stuff for them. That way we can actually claim the reward here. Now let's craft up the dimensional seed. Requires down here, as you can see, I've collected all the block things. These take forever to craft. I'm gonna set up these up next episode on passive. This also requires the dimensional storage actuator for no reason. I don't know why, so I'm just not gonna claim this yet. Craft up the dim seed, the emitter, and the device. I don't know why it won't craft. I can't fix it. Probably something to do with ETB, NBT data or something, but whatever. That's not my problem right now. What is my problem is that I got a ton of quests to claim. So, with all of that crafted, let's do myself a favor and let's claim all these quests and see what kind of rewards we got. Bunch of the trophies, Hell Shelf, manuals, pedestals. Yeah, nothing amazing. I think the rest of the rewards are all these, like, you have to manually claim them. I'm going to go ahead and do that on my own here now. Alright, I've claimed all of it, and the only good thing that I had was the unobtainium aluminium alloy. That was nice. Glad I got that, but it really doesn't make much difference. Next, I'm just going to clear out an area and build out the star room and trophy hall. Alright, I'm back now. I already recorded this ending bit, and it sounds like this. So I'm just gonna re-record it. At the end of the hallway behind me, even on my map, you can probably see this, but I may have gone a little bit overboard. Originally, I was going to build this in one final time lapse for the video, and then I forgot to press my record hotkey, and I had one monitor, so I couldn't see that I wasn't recording. Now that it's done, let me quickly run you through it. I got this like bleeding thing. I don't know if I like it. I might just cut it to a clear edge. Either way, I got the brass casing floor, moon pillar flooring blocking off these gold bricks, and the polished dark stone for the pedestals. These are my rewards for getting all the items from the star, and there's 10 of them, so it's up here. And then you get an 11th for getting the star, so that's going to go here. Here's the crafter for the star. As you can see, here's all the items I've already done, and as you can see, no wires other than the chains. All this crafts together, and it goes into this little drawer here, which I downgrade, so I can only store 60, or 64 I mean. So yeah, if we go underneath a little trapdoor here, we can see what's causing this to work. We have a bunch of these motors that are rolling the crafter. Then over here we have an XNet. I have the pattern provider with the recipe in here, as you can see. This goes into a netherite chest, so I make sure I have enough room. This is then connected to the XNet with an input, extracts, and then it outputs filtered into all these different areas. All these are all filtered for their specific item at their spots, and these are all the multiple outputs, like the awakened blocks, nether star blocks, and the alloy blocks. These all go into chests before being piped into their entangled blocks. This is the entangled block from Entangled. This is one of my favorite blocks in the game right now. I absolutely love these. These are so cool for having these wireless... Did I just lose audio? I just lost audio. Weird. Without having wires on the back, is what I was saying. I used it on my steam turbine because it also just allows me to one-to-one just pump out as much as the thing can output. It's goated. I love it. So XNet handles all the filtering here. All these entangled are just dealing with their specific stuff. And I got a bunch of mega torches down there to make sure nothing spawns. I did use a bunch of Venus, Moonstone, Mars for the walls. I have the Ad Astra iron plating for the roof. I think it looks pretty good. I like this room. It does feel more like a center room than anything, but it really isn't. I have no plans on expanding it that way. I might expand it that way and that way to hook up downstairs, because below this I plan on having the Greg Star room just below this. So I might have to move this like sideways or something, but we'll figure that out eventually. And with that, we can knock off the final checkbox on here for this episode, and we're done. Next episode is going to be a lot of cleanup. I have to make a lot of the parts of the current creative items, or the parts of the star that I already have done, better because they're really slow. So that'll probably be the start of next episode. And then I believe next episode, I'm going to be working on the awakened unobtainium vibranium alloy block and the alloy block here. So these two are probably my next priorities. The nether star block is just getting a bunch more nether stars, so that's no big deal. That's just upping my production of withers. So with that, I would like to thank you for watching. Thank you if you're still here after the 3-month break. I know it's been a while, but I'm back. I'm probably going to continue after this. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next episode of All the Mods 9.